All right, we are live. Hi, everyone. So confidence isn't something that happens overnight. It's a learned skill, and empowerment is the key to cultivating it. Just ask any one of our panelists. These women are not only positive role models, empowering their own families and communities, but they're leading the charge for change when it comes to what and who we see being represented in the media in order to empower the next generation. I'm so excited to chat with all of you here today about topics that are close to our hearts, both as women and as mothers, the importance of cultivating confidence and how empowerment can be the greatest source of transformation, not only in ourselves, but in others as well. So welcome, everyone. Before we get started, I'd love for each of you to just give a quick, 10-second introduction, share your name, your title, and what you do. So we'll kind of go around and I'll just call on each of you. Lisa, we'll start with you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lisa Thorson, and I'm a National Fit Director for Nordstrom. And I support not only our FIT program, but also our prosthesis program in stores throughout the company. And then I also support virtual bra fittings online. So really excited to be here and share all of my experiences with all of you.
We're excited to have you here. Thank you. And Carolyn, over to you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Carolyn Moran Cook. I am a curve model, content creator, and confidence crusader. I started my career over 11 years ago as a model and transitioned into the content creator space. One of my passions is talking about properly fitting undergarments. So I'm excited to be here and to dig into this today.
We're excited to have you. Thank you. Christina, you.
Hi, everyone. I am Christina Zias. I'm a body confidence activist. I'm a curve model, a content creator, and co-founder of the Confident Collective, which is a podcast and a female empowerment network based out of LA.
Welcome. Maxie, over to you.
Hi, guys. I'm Maxie. I am a plus size model, content creator, inclusivity advocate, and new mom.
Yay. Congratulations. So exciting. Can't wait to talk about that. Shantae, your quick intro.
Hey guys, I am Shantae Burkett, formerly known as Everything Curvy and Chic. I have been in the blog space about 11 years now, and I am a mother, and I inspire women to be the masterminds behind their vision and dreams. And I use my platform by just, living my life and using my life experiences and sharing with the world.
Amazing. And we're definitely going to dig into that a little bit later too. I'm excited. And Rochelle, last but not least.
I'm Rochelle, and I think the most shocking thing about me is that I live in Arkansas. Of a toddler, a 4-year-old, and a 2-month-old. And I'm the founder of beautycurve.com, and I have been a content creator for about 8 years now.
Wow, so you have your hands full at home.
Yeah.
Goodness. Well, thank you so much to all of you for joining us here today. Let's just take it back a little bit to the beginning, because I love hearing about all of your backgrounds and kind of the journey that got you to where you are today. So Carolyn, I'd like to start with you. Can you tell us a little bit just about what inspired your interest in becoming a curve model?
Sure. So I was a senior in high school. My mom told me to go online, look up some scholarship information. Instead, I was submitting my senior glam shots online. Tyra Banks was having a teen plus size modeling competition. So I entered on a whim. And long story short, I ended up being runner-up in the competition, which started my career as a model. I ended up going to college at Clarkson University, where I graduated with a dual bachelor's degree in business and psychology. And upon graduation, I was faced with the choice of, do I take a traditional 9-to-5, or do I really give modeling a full, fair shot? I chose the latter. So I pursued modeling full time, and that eventually led me to creating a platform online, which is now majority of what I do. And so it started by using my experience and things that I was learning as a model, such as properly fitting undergarments. Actually, it started with Elomi as a model, and started posting and sharing things and tips and tricks that I was learning from the industry with my online community.
Oh, that's such a cool story. You've also done so much across so much. It's really cool that you also like worked with Elomi since the very beginning.
Yes.
Yeah. And Christina, I'd love to hear a little bit from you as well. You know, how did you get to where you are today? What's your story?
So I started blogging back in 2011. I begged my boyfriend, now husband, to take photos of me, and it kind of started from there. But you know what? I was just like taking photos and posting without any real target or goal in mind. And then finally, I started to open up and become a little bit more vulnerable and share a little bit more about my insecurities and how I felt about myself. And I started talking a lot about my body confidence. And I couldn't believe how many women related to me. I was like, oh, wait a minute. I'm not the only person who was like scared to wear a bikini growing up. And that kind of just took off. And through that, I started the Confident Collective back in 2019, because my most asked question is, how'd you become so confident? And that's a loaded question. Confidence is such a journey, but I realized that if I can influence anyone to do anything, it's to feel great about themselves. So here we are today. And I mean, the Confident Collective has done so much. We hosted a marathon last year with Nike. We've done so many cool things, and it's all meant to empower women and make them feel like the most confident selves.
Oh, I love that mission so much. And we're definitely going to
Thanks.
dig into more of the confidence conversation later, because I think, to your point, that is a journey. But first,
For sure.
Maxie, I'd love to hear from you as well. Your background is also in modeling. So how did you get started in that?
Yeah, so I have been working as a model for the last 10 plus years, but my career really started maybe about 5 years ago. And I like to say that I started modeling at a certain size and put on weight and was looking at the industry in a whole new light. And I was actually working at a plus size fashion company at the time, and I was casting photo shoots. And I remember every time models would come in, I'd look at you and be like, my God, you're stunning, but you don't actually look like you would shop at this store. I want to see a plus size model who really looks like our customer. So I thought, why am I not doing that? So I kind of went for it. And as a size 18, realized that this is like gotta happen. And I started going really hard and putting myself out there. And I'll always remember this one casting I went to. I walked in and they gave me the sample to try on, and it was a size 14. And I was like, oh, I'm actually a size 18. And they said, oh, good. We've been looking for a size 18. And I was like, that's my moment, and kind of went from there.
Oh, I love that so much. I love that story. And Rochelle, over to you. So what inspired you to start your blog, Beauty Curve? Can you take us through that journey kind of from your light bulb moment to what it is today?
Yeah, so I was like I would say at a crossroads. I wanted to work in fashion, but I had just moved to Little Rock because I had just got married and my husband was from here. So I was like, these two things, I was like, it's almost like impossible. So I was trying to figure out like, what is the next step? And I was like, well, I also kind of want to be like a plus size model. Because when I was younger, they would say like, you're too small. And, it was just like, well, it would be a good time now, but also like not in the right location for that. So my husband actually suggested, he was like, I can just take pictures of you and we can post them on Instagram. And I was just like, that is a dumb idea. I was like, why would we do that? But I was like, okay, whatever. So he started taking pictures of me. We started posting them. And to me, I just thought I was just like showing my outfits because I felt like people, they would always ask me, where'd you get that? Like, how did you find such cute plus size clothes? I was like, well, let me just, tell people where I got my clothes from. But it turned into something where people were like so inspired because a lot of times they haven't seen a plus size woman that is confident wearing what she wants, not wearing all black. So they were really inspired by it. And one day there was a blogger, her name was Mia, and she was like, I want to feature on my blog. And I didn't have a website. And I was just like, okay, well, I got to have a website. So I stayed up one night, figured everything out. Like back then, there wasn't like a lot of info on how to start a blog like there is now, because there was like nothing. So we just like figured it out. I started it, and then it just kind of like grew from there.
It's such an authentic start, though. I think that's really powerful, and that's clearly how it's grown into what it is today.
Yeah.
And Shantae, last but not least, one of the keys to your success, speaking of, is authenticity. I think as proven by your community. So how have you kind of started your business, and how has being yourself been good for business?
Well, for me, my start came from me just playing around, like me finding myself. I was from a small town, Ocala, Florida, and I had just moved to Newark, New Jersey, and I discovered plus size fashion, like stores everywhere. And I was like, oh, now I can really shop. And it just started with me finding my fashion and dabbling in beauty. And then from there, it just took off. And then it came to a point when I was like, hey, I'm more than just a plus size girl that loves fashion and beauty. I do have a life. I am a mother. I can share my experiences in hopes of helping other women to push through and just, get their life together. Know that this isn't the end all be all.
That's beautiful. It's inside and out, come at it from a multifaceted approach as well, which is amazing. And Lisa, so as a National Fit Director at Nordstrom, did I get that title correct?
You did.
Amazing. So you must get up and close and personal with so many women on a daily basis. What does a typical day even look like for you?
I think the key is typical. There isn't really a typical day anymore. I will say my role has really changed and pivoted really just based on how the customer has evolved. So I truly still oversee and support our FIT program in all of our Nordstrom stores. So that's very super important. And our prosthesis program as well. I do partner with the buyers with product, sizes, fit, just to make sure we're inclusive of all sizes and that the product actually fits. So that's a full-time job right there. But something that has just been so much fun is virtual fittings. We launched them in December. And at first I was like, nobody's going to get a bra fitting in December, people. It is holiday. Unbelievable. In a pandemic, but they have been so incredibly well received. Customers are, just so I get like teary talking about it because it's such an honor to be able to do this for a living. So they book an appointment online, they meet with me via FaceTime, and we do a virtual fitting together. And we do it, she's in the comfort of her own home. It's on her terms. I'm really there just to find out, lifestyle, any solutions she needs, any fit tips she needs, but really, truly, the experience is all hers. And I'm just really there for the expertise on the fit and to provide her with the best experience that I can. And so that has been absolutely amazing. I have met women clearly from all over. A lot of them aren't close to a Nordstrom store. So that has been really fun to be able to, welcome a new customer into Nordstrom and into the right size bra and just change her life. And also one other thing I want to say is there's a lot of different fit platforms online and they're all different. And a lot of the customers that I have had the opportunity to fit have tried to fit themselves and they got frustrated. So it's really wonderful to be able to meet them.
That's incredible. And to your point, a typical day is not only not typical for you, but it's not typical for the women that you're seeing. A typical need, the needs are different for every woman. And what is typical for one woman is completely different than someone else. So I want to talk a little bit more about some of those, digging into those challenges and the idiosyncrasies between all of us. So Carolyn, for you as a professional model, was feeling this confidence something that came natural to you, or did you have to learn that?
Absolutely not. It's so funny. I think the modeling industry has truly been a blessing and a curse on boosting my confidence on things that I never would have thought to be confident about. And it's also raised insecurities about things that I never thought to be insecure about. But one thing that I really thought, I genuinely thought I was just going to wake up one day and be confident, and that was it. And I was just going to move on with my life and just, instantly have it turn on like a switch. And so once I really realized that confidence is truly a journey, not a final destination, is when it really all started to click for me. And it takes daily effort and daily steps. And it's an up and down. And, we're not all going to be 100% confident all the time. And I think that's one thing that people don't realize. Like we've all struggled with confidence at some point in our lives.
100%. Confidence is not, or confidence is a journey, not a destination. It really is. It's something that you have to work on every day. And Maxie, first of all, congratulations. Your son, Koss, right?
Yeah, Koss.
He's just 5 months old, so tiny. So what has your experience been kind of navigating postpartum, particularly, with body image and confidence? Has your perspective shifted at all?
I actually got asked this a ton, and more specifically when I was pregnant, I got asked a lot about my perspective on body image. Sorry, my background keeps going out, but basically everything kind of changed for me the second I got pregnant when it related to my body. I mean, when it related to pretty much everything, but specifically my body. For so long, it was all about image, right? That's what your body is, how you're presented to the world. And then all of a sudden, one day it became completely about nurturing life and basically keeping my son alive for 40 weeks. And now that I'm postpartum and experiencing a lot of changes in my body, breastfeeding, and just kind of dealing with what exhaustion does to you. It's been really interesting to navigate. So I think the biggest thing here is really looking at it so differently. I mean, I don't look at my body the same way. It's truly just a home for my son. And it's like, how can you hate your home?
Beautiful. So beautiful. Do you feel though that there is this pressure to kind of achieve a certain body image, after having a baby, or just like, did you feel pressure to be a certain way, and how did you deal with that, or what was your perspective on that?
I feel really fortunate to be going through this today. I do think there has been a major shift in our society and our culture. I think the pressure is absolutely still there, but I think for the most part, pressure probably comes more from yourself than it does. I feel like the majority of maybe I'm so closed off in the little bubble I am in this body positive world, but I feel like everybody is so vocal on just like loving yourself throughout this experience. And you see the way we talk about celebrities now, and it just feels a little bit different. And I feel like anytime I'm talking to someone who has that pressure, I find it comes from within, and it comes from their own head telling them that they need to make a change. And I'm hoping that more of this positive experience that I'm feeling is becoming the social norm. So women don't experience it anymore, because it shouldn't be that way anymore.
Yeah, that's a good point. There's kind of, everyone has their own inner dialogue, and we will touch on that a little bit later, because I think that is a huge part of the narratives that drive, confidence. But Christina, a good segue there is kind of the narrative in our media landscape. So you use social media and your platforms with Confident Collective as these vehicles to drive acceptance and positivity, especially, when there's so much negativity surrounding the internet. So what is your strategy behind that? Like, what are you hoping to achieve?
Well, first of all, I think that obviously the internet can be a very scary place, but it could be such a beautiful place. And honestly, social media has been such a driving factor for me in my confidence. And I think that people forget that, like, who you follow on social media, you kind of have to think about it as who you're friends with in real life. Like, would you hang out with someone that made you feel bad about yourself? I hope not. I mean, you shouldn't. And I think it's very easy to mute people or try to unfollow people that maybe don't make you feel so great about yourself. I know for me, I choose to follow a wide variety of women, a very diverse group of women that make me feel inspired every single day. And I think when I'm creating my own content for my own platforms and also for the Confident Collective, that is the driving factors, how to make women feel included, how to open up the conversation. And I think that just by trying to lead by example, like for instance, my biggest insecurity has always been my stomach. Like since, I don't know, literally since I can ever remember, I was always nervous about showing my stomach. So this year I kind of made it a mission to do just that, to wear the low-rise bikini, to do photo shoots, to show women that, yeah, you can have stretch marks, you could have fat rolls. Maybe those aren't necessarily like the most accepted by society, but it doesn't matter what anyone else is thinking. It all matters about how you feel about yourself. And I think that in order for me to realize that acceptance, I had to be the guinea pig for myself. I had to pose in the low-rise bikini. I had to do the photo shoot. I had to post it out there. And I think just by leading by example, I think it helps a lot of people.
Agree. I think that, leading by example is so important, and beauty isn't perfection. It's confidence, and it's
For
having
sure.
the confidence to be you. And on that topic, kind of, Rochelle, as a mother of two, congratulations. You also have a young one at home, right?
Yes.
How old?
I have a 4-year-old and a 2-month-old.
Oh my goodness. So both of you, so many, baby fever. So as you've proven that you can have a successful career and be a very present mother. But life does get messy inevitably for any of us, and we don't always catch all the balls in the air, and that's okay. Imperfection is beautiful too, but how do you compartmentalize and kind of ditch those perfectionist tropes to go with the flow? How do you handle the days when things don't go exactly according to plan?
Well, I'm definitely the type of person that tries to go with the flow most of the time. And I posted today that I'm like, I do not have it all together. And they were like, oh, you look like you have everything together. And like, I don't have anything together. It's just like, I feel like everything is out of control. And I hope that people will start to realize that, like, the people that you follow and that you see online every day, you're only seeing like a very small snippet of their life. I think I post maybe like an hour a day, and there's 24 hours in a day. You just don't really see everything that's going on in their life. And honestly, I don't think anybody is perfect, no matter like what you have or, what you look like. I think we all have struggles and all have things that we go through every day, just like real life things, not like internet things. I definitely don't think I'm the type, I don't consider myself someone that juggles everything perfectly or even like great. Like, I'm just like, I do the best that I can. And that's the only thing that anybody can do, really. It's like, you can only do your best. You can only be the best mother you can be. You can only be the best friend you can be. You can only be the best business person you can be. And you can't, there's nothing else to do. So I think every day, if you just know that you've done your best, I think that you should, be pleased with yourself and, be happy about that and just try to be your best every day.
And there's more confidence too that comes from that. I think when we stop comparing ourselves to other people, like when we hold ourselves to our own expectations, it's so much easier to feel confident in achieving them because you created them yourself,
Yeah, exactly.
And Shantae, where does your confidence come from? I have stalked you on Instagram and follow you online, and like, you're just so confident. You look so great and radiant in every photo. Like, how were you always like that? Or, how did you kind of come into that?
I think for me, I had women in my life, my grandmother and my mother. They actually, at an early age, I saw them exude confidence. And my grandmother getting ready for family gatherings and her just, walking in a room, everybody just staring at her, and her just teaching me at a young age about proper undergarments. So as I'm growing up, I had them in my head always as like a guidance. Even that, I think out of I went on to my father and my stepmother, and out of my 4 brothers and sisters, I was the biggest child out of everybody. And I remember one day somebody said something about, hey, you need to lose weight. And I remember looking at them and said, hey, don't ever bring up my weight again. And it was never talked about. It was me in that moment holding my own and letting everybody know, hey, I got this. Don't talk about me or anything. And at that time, I'm like 12 years old, like probably like a size 10, 12. Yes, on a plus size of a teen. But, I'm just holding my own. And from that point on, I always think back to that moment in my life, that one moment. And I never let anybody like try to kill my confidence, and the women in my life always speak in my head.
It's the power of mentorship and role models is so important. And it's something, I'm sure many of you are realizing now as mothers that, when your kids start to emulate everything that you do, you start to realize like you become their role model. And, I want to talk a little bit more about how, we help them cultivate confidence, how we cultivate confidence within ourselves. So I'd love for each of you, let's dig into the bra convo a little bit more on the undergarments and the importance of that in helping us cultivate confidence. So what has all of your experience, and anyone can kind of chime in here, but what has your experience been shopping for bras in the past? Like, what are some of the challenges you encountered? Like, what worked, what didn't? Like, what was missing?
I'm gonna go first. From early on, I remember when I had my first bra fitting, the major change between now and then is design styles. I remember us not having styles way back then to now we have multiple styles, different designs, different cuts. So that was a major thing, because as a 12-year-old with big breasts, it's kind of like, oh, I'm in a grandma bra. So I feel like that's the main thing that I noticed that has changed since then.
Yeah. And that's no way to make anyone feel confident is, when you don't feel confident, stripped down, wearing a grandma bra when you're 12, that's,
yes.
Yeah. Anyone else have any kind of responses?
Can I pop in here?
Yeah.
Mine's kind of specific, I guess, to now wearing nursing bras. But I actually texted my friend Carolyn over there, maybe like, I don't know, recently, probably like a month ago. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I was like, Carolyn, I feel so just like not great about myself right now, because these nursing bras just make me feel, I don't know, I was just feeling so insecure. And to be fair, the majority of the nursing bras I was wearing were like comfortable bralettes, because let's be honest, we're not really doing much right now. But now that we are starting to go out and do things again as the weather is getting warmer, I was just feeling so just not great in my skin. And she was like, you need to get an Elomi nursing bra. And I'm telling you guys, this actually truly happened. And then I think maybe like a week later, I got an email being like, hey, do you want to be part of this Elomi panel? And I'm like, well, I guess it's time to get my Elomi nursing bra. And I got fitted for my Molly, which I'm currently wearing right now. And it's pretty unbelievable, just like how different it made me feel. Like, of course, I love a comfortable lounge nursing bra, but I don't know. I just instantly felt like more like myself. And that was pretty huge for me, especially right now.
Yeah. And we're so happy to have you here. Also, another true anecdote on the nursing bra. Our girls kind of have a Slack chat internally at CNC, and we were actually talking about how until Elomi, we had never seen a beautiful nursing bra, and how that was missing in this space. And Elomi has like the best designs of the ones that we've seen, and that is something that is so important, is especially, I think, when you make that transition after postpartum, like you want something that feels normal and feels good, and feels good in your own skin. And Lisa, why do you, just from your perspective in the retail space, like, why do you feel like it's so difficult for consumers to find brands with, inclusive sizing and with like good designs, how come it has to be one or the other? Where is this dissonance? And yeah, I just would love to hear more from your perspective on that.
Well, and kind of to piggyback what Shantae said, starting fitting 30 years ago, our fullest size was a double D. Okay. And fast forward to today, we go up to a K cup. So I will say that we've come a long way. I think that we still have a ways to go, but I will say that, I can speak for Nordstrom, we are definitely committed to inclusivity. We're definitely evolving and taking customer feedback and sharing it with our buying team and our merchants. So I think Elomi is just a great example of a great brand partnership that not only listens, but they actually market and fit the women that their product speaks to. And I think to also say, for Maxi to find a beautiful nursing bra, they have a great strapless, they have a great sports bra, they have sexy, they have everyday, they have t-shirts. So I will say, I think that we're evolving constantly. I don't think we're perfect at all. I think it continues to get better and better. And that's just because we have advocates out there like demanding it. And I think that's super important.
Just to add on to that, Lisa, I think the important thing is to note is that Nordstrom is fit focused. They care about helping you find that proper fit. And, can only speak for Nordstrom, but, it's important to go into a retailer that cares about finding your fit rather than selling you a bra. I think there's a big difference there.
Yeah, it's a great point. And and there's lots of great brands out there. There's not just one brand. So really investing in your customer and saying, okay, Carolyn, this is the perfect bra for you. And this is why, but how does it make you feel? How do you feel in it?
It really goes back to there is no typical, there is no typical fit for anyone. And yeah, it's the difference between selling the bra or having it fit, and those are two different intentions.
One last thing too is I think it's super important to create a relationship. I'm really big on not just, it's about creating a relationship, creating trust and that confidence, and then having that customer changed for life and having her wanting to feel great, have that confidence and continue that journey, because it is a journey for sure.
So what was all of each of you has now had a fitting with Elomi, and, Elomi, they're experts in designing lingerie, swim, like you said, sports bras, relaxed nursing bras specifically for curvier women. So can you each tell us a little bit about your fitting? What was your experience like? And anyone feel free to chime in.
I'll chime in. I cannot believe how blown away I was by my fitting. I have not been fitted for a bra in over a decade. Since then, I've gained weight.
I'm telling you, Christina.
I know, Carolyn. I told you, I DM'd you about it. I haven't been fitted for a bra in over a decade. I've gained weight, lost weight, gained weight, got pregnant, had a baby back in December. And honestly, I did not realize how insecure I was feeling about my breast situation. And I struggle with breastfeeding. So that was already a touchy subject for me. And then I literally I've been wearing, this is so embarrassing, the same improperly fitting bra for 3 years. That's gross. I wash it, I swear. But other than that, I've just been wearing the wrong thing. And this bra fitting with Donna was life-changing for me. I learned again, how a bra is supposed to fit, the scoop and swoop. I was oh my gosh, my girls are so much higher now. All of a sudden I'm standing taller. And honestly, I just feel sexier for the first time in a long time. And just having that confidence again feels so empowering. And I forgot a bra can do that, but wow, what a game changer.
I love that. That's amazing. Okay. And also, can we talk about this swoop and scoop? What's the swoop and scoop?
I love the swoop and scoop. I love it because I don't know. I feel it just sits, it makes your boob just sit perfect in the bra. Mm-hmm. It's a simple, you got to put your hand inside the bra and you go in under your boob and you scoop and you swoop.
Mm-hmm. Scoop and swoop. I love that. a simple tactic, but makes all the difference.
No matter what bra you're wearing, you have to do it no matter what.
And it can significantly change your bra size. So some people just throw the bra on and they're like, oh, it fits. But if you really want to make sure that wire is sitting back behind that breast tissue. So when you scoop, you want to scoop it forward. And then sometimes you might have a little excess going on here. So you want to like little windshield wiper blades. You want to swoop. So we scoop and we swoop. And that significantly change the size that you're wearing, because most people just will throw it on and they won't adjust. You always have to adjust once you put that bra on.
And this is something that they'll kind of, Lisa, you'll help with the fitting, kind of guide not only the bra fit, but like, aside from the bra, it's like how to wear it.
Well, and it's the first thing in a virtual fitting that I have them do. Even before anything, I say, okay, I'm going to, and swoop and scoop. And they're like, yep, Carolyn told me to swoop and scoop. So they'll swoop and scoop, and right away, you have so much in front of you to know where to go next. So it is really important. And to Shantae's point, it's like they put them right in place. And no pun intended. And there you are. But I mean, all of those tricks and tips and tricks are so helpful, and also you keep it light, you keep it fun and engaging, because I think that's really important.
Yeah. And Rochelle, like, what was your experience like? Did anything surprise you, or, how did you feel afterwards?
Well, I particularly liked doing the virtual fitting. And I also haven't been fitted for a bra in, I don't know, a couple years. And I was wearing like 2 sizes too big. And I didn't even realize it. And then like the swoop and scoop, it really changed the way that the bra feels also. So sometimes like you could feel like, oh, something's like, this is not comfortable. But after the swoop and scoop, it's just like, oh, like, okay, that's how it's supposed to feel. Like with the wire and everything. So I felt like that was life changing. And then also one tip that, my fitter told me is that black bras are going to be like tighter than other colors, which is something I didn't realize. It's something like has to.
Rochelle, I'm shocked because you know undergarments. Spanx are like that too.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I didn't know that. I had no idea.
The dye.
The secrets you'll learn at a fitting.
Yeah.
And then Maxie, what about you? Do you have any like surprising takeaways, or like how did you feel afterwards?
So I've actually been fit by Elomi a couple times in the past, probably over the last 5 years. But I hadn't been fit properly. Definitely pre the pandemic, and of course pre-pregnancy. So the bras I was wearing just were not cutting it anymore. So when I went into the fitting, I was really excited to get my new size, which has very much increased. But something I particularly liked about my fitting with my recent fitting was that we talked about, I'm breastfeeding, and we talked about engorged breasts and how your boobs change throughout the day, and mine get incredibly large and then they get incredibly small. Well, not incredibly, but you know what I mean. They change sizes. So we talked about that and focused on how we can make sure that this bra is going to fit me comfortably throughout the day, so I don't feel like I'm being just like squeezed in there. So I thought that was really great that she had full knowledge on that as well, and just made me feel so comfortable in the situation. I also really liked doing the virtual fitting.
Yeah, it's kind of, the virtual is nice too, because you can kind of like ask your questions without like other people in the store around, or like sometimes, you know, people don't love people like touching them, but like it's different when you're virtual because it's still personal and just as personal, but if anything, it almost allows you to be a little bit more confident through the screen in a sense, until you're wearing your bra, and then you're confident in person.
Mm-hmm.
So Lisa, sorry, I have a dog barking in the background. Okay. Question for you though, what difference does it wearing a good bra make, whether it's a sports bra, swimwear, lingerie, etc.? Like what's, you know, how does that help your confidence?
Well, I mean, I think just from everyone talking about their experience just recently of being fit, it's a game changer. I mean, when you're in the right size, just the fit and the comfort aspect of it, but also posture. I right away when I watch a customer get fit in the right size bra, she stands up taller, she's smiling. There's this relief look on her face. Most women are in the wrong size. I'm not just saying that for a plug, but most women are until they get properly fit, because we do the best we know how to do. So I will say, again, the band is super important. It's about 80 to 90% of the fit. And that band needs to be low, it needs to be anchored, and it needs to be snug. And so many women that I meet work their straps so snug and so tight that they're just kind of like hunched over and uncomfortable. So I think it just goes back to when you get not just the right fit, but the right style for you, because it's very easy for me to fit somebody, but the trickier part is style flexing to what makes them feel beautiful and confident and comfortable. But the other thing I'd like to say is it opens up a lot of clothing options. And so I think a lot of times we give up on a blouse or we give up on a dress because we don't think it fits anymore, when truly it's the foundation that is the challenge to the outfit fitting. So that's pretty huge.
Wow, I never even would have thought about that. But yeah, when you're wearing the right size bra, things will fit differently. So
well, Carolyn does a great thing with like unlined bras and showing button-down shirts. And that is something that is real, and it's real life. And when you get in the right style and the right size, then you can visit things that you wouldn't maybe think you could wear before. So
yeah, and Carolyn, you've been working kind of with Elomi and with Nordstrom for a while now. So how have you seen stories of other women and yourself kind of transform? How have you seen like them wearing the right bra transform their confidence, I guess is the right way of wording that?
So personally, the entire bra fitting experience growing up, there's a lot of shame around that. I was an early developer, 4th grade, I was wearing 4 sports bras on top of each other. And as a young girl, you start to hunch and that affects how your body language and how you're walking into situations. And it wasn't until a couple of years ago when I was wearing what I thought was a 40D and started working for Elomi as a fit model, and they put me in a 34G, and it all kind of clicked like, okay, getting dressed is so much easier because I can put on a button-down shirt and not have that pulling, gaping situation. We all think that t-shirt bras are the bras that we have to wear every day. T-shirt bras are great, but they have their time and place. Not everyone needs a t-shirt bra 24/7. And so I think learning and understanding there's different styles and different bras for different people and different events and different outfits. It's really a ripple effect. So you have that bra on, you're feeling good about your body, you're feeling good about the shirt, the dress that you put on. And then from there, it's, your day gets better. It's a little bit easier. You're walking into, the boardroom or a meeting or wherever, grocery store, just a little bit more confident, a little bit more happy. And from there, it creates this ripple effect. And it might sound so silly, like, oh, a bra can really change your life. Yes, because it starts in here, and if a bra can help with raising that posture and just lifting yourself up a little bit, and it really does. It creates this ripple effect that you don't know until you know. You
don't know until you know. So true. It's like there needs to be a public service awareness campaign for women on like what wearing the right bra can do for you. It's so important. And I kind of want to wrap this up with what we kind of talked about at the beginning. I think, Christina, you were the one that said this, like, confidence is a journey. And confidence looks different on everybody. So I want to hear from each of you what confidence feels like for you. And we'll go backwards this time. We'll start with you, Rochelle.
Is being able to walk into a room with your head held high, your shoulders back, and not feel like you don't belong there. A lot of times, like sometimes you have to go places for work or, whatever it is, and you're the only person that looks like you. And that can, make you feel a little uncomfortable and not as confident. But I think that when you have confidence, you can walk into that room and, just be comfortable in your own skin. And I think that's really important, just like even meeting new people, like meeting new friends. A lot of times, for some reason, I feel like, I don't know a lot of plus size people besides like my blogger friends. So even like meeting like in a new group of friends, you have to like have confidence and not feel like, well, I don't belong here because I don't look like them. It's just like knowing that you belong here, you deserve to be here. And that like trickles over into your life also. Just like knowing that you deserve happiness, you deserve love, you deserve success. You deserve to have, anything that you want despite your size or the color of your skin or your nationality or whatever it is. So I think that's like what confidence is.
That's such a beautiful answer. And Shantae, over to you. Confidence looks different for everyone. So what is it for you?
Rochelle hit it on the head. Like for me, confidence is being comfortable in my skin. I feel the most confidence when kind of just to dabble on, not just on a body, but when I feel balanced in my life, in different areas in my life. And one thing that I try to practice is no negative self-talk. I'm all about being positive, being in a moment, not always thinking about what I love about me, what I love about my life. And I just try to exude confidence. And for my daughter, she's 12 and about to be a teenager. So, we about to hit everything on the head hard. And I'm happy that she gets to see me as a woman coming up, and she gets to see my confidence and see how I deal with different areas in my life.
Just like you had your grandmother and you had good role models, like she's very lucky to have you in that sense. And Maxie, confidence different for everyone. What does it feel like for you?
I mean, confidence to me feels like freedom. And I think that might sound maybe intense, but it really does. I think when it comes to confidence and security and feeling just secure in who you are, it comes with how other people view you. And when you're so focused on what others think of you, you're going to internalize that and just be really insecure all the time, thinking that someone might not think I look good. Someone might think I sound stupid. Someone might think I'm a bad mother. But when you're able to just like stop thinking about what others think of you, you can just feel free from all of that. And that is like the ultimate confidence to me.
The ultimate confidence. It is. And Christina, confidence, what does it feel like to you?
Gosh, I feel like the best way I can explain what confidence feels like, it's like a literal weight lifted off your shoulders. And I think that there's like this big misconception that having confidence means that you have to love everything about yourself. And that is so inaccurate. I think for me, confidence is just really about truly accepting yourself, accepting the good, the bad, and everything in between, and just putting that out to the world and not caring what you get in return and feeling good about that.
Not caring about, the outcome or what other people think of you. It's coming from your own expectations.
It's all internal, for sure.
And Carolyn, what about for you?
Well, I certainly do not have it all figured out, but I think recognizing that allows me to recognize that journey. And I think that we all need to realize that we are all responsible for our own confidence as well as our own happiness. And while being confident is not an easy task, it's helpful to find a few things that can help you improve that. I truly believe that confidence is rooted in self-love. It's my job to love me first before anyone else, before I can receive love, before I can give love. And that means showing up for myself, even when I don't feel lovable, or even shameful at times. And so, you know, again, as we've said, it's a journey. We take those baby steps and we're constantly working at it. And if today was awful, you know what, tomorrow we get a fresh start to try it all again. And so that's what I try not to see it as this big beast that I have to attack at once. It's, you know, these little baby steps, we're constantly chipping away at it. And it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah. And I like that perspective of like, it's okay to restart tomorrow. If today wasn't a good day, like that's okay. Not every day is going to be your best day or most confident day. But there are, you know, little things you can do to like try to make the best of every day, or like, you know, increase your confidence in certain situations maybe. But it's, you know, you can't think of it all at once. And Lisa, last but not least, what does confidence feel like to you?
You know, honestly, just allowing grace in my life. I think, you know, again, every day is different. Every day is a challenge, but I don't know. I do my very best every single day, and I show up for my customers and for myself, and selfishly, I gain so much confidence daily when I make somebody else confident. That's super important to me. And again, it is a journey, but you can go down a rabbit hole really quickly. So I think allowing yourself grace, but for me, confidence is really just about like holding my head up high and really truly giving that gift of making other people confident.
And I think that's why you're so good at your job, and you've had how many 400 plus fittings in the last few months. Is, you know, clearly that authenticity resonates. So, you know, thank you so much to all of you for being here today, you know, and sharing your Elomi stories with us. I hope everyone tuning in was inspired, probably learned something, the swoop and scoop. There's a pop quiz afterwards. I'm just kidding. But if you are interested in shopping Elomi, you can head to createcultivate.com, click Living Limitless at the top, and you can see, so you can not only learn all about all of the panelists here today, but you can shop some of the pieces as well. So definitely be sure to do that. And thank you ladies so much for tuning in. It was so nice to chat with all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.